Hello there everyone, Ashton Flash here, and welcome on into a LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean set review. Today we are looking at the newest set. This is Captain Jack Sparrow's Compass. This was only available when you purchase the new Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship set, the Black Pearl, and it's doing phenomenally well, which is very exciting. I just put out a video talking about 10 sets I'd like to see them do for Pirates of the Caribbean. I feel like because of the success of this, it's on back order. I really hope that LEGO does more. And for now, this is our newest set here as well that released at the same time. Sold out very quickly. You could still order the Black Pearl, but you're not going to get that for quite some time. And this you'll have to now buy on the aftermarket like I did, because obviously LEGO sent me the copy of the ship, but not the promo. But let's go ahead. Let's open this up. By the way, these boxes are very unique. The instructions are actually the front cover of these yellow boxes. So they reuse these yellow box designs over and over again, and then they just print the instructions so that they are like the actual cover. But it's also a very different paper. Like, I can't really describe it. It's thicker, it's more glossy, it feels different. So just really interesting. All right, so here it is built, and this means more to me than you probably will ever know, because this is so iconic and beloved for me personally. Not only as a fan of the franchise, obviously this is an important item and prop from the films that I think LEGO's done a pretty good job overall capturing. But for me, it comes down to, in the early 2000s on the DVDs, if you know what that is, there was a promotion at the start of all the DVDs that started with Jack having the compass in his hand and saying, "We have our heading." And then Peter Pan saying, "Here we go." And to me, that is why this means the world to me. And I know others, because that is just so iconic and ingrained in our brains as we watched movies over and over and over again before there was Disney Plus and streaming. So when I heard this was happening, I was excited, not just because, of course, this, I think, is a really great idea, but it's really important to me growing up. But anyways, talking about this, though, I have some gripes, and it comes down to the colors for this. Number one, the medium nougat, it should be gold. It should be the pearl gold. And it's such a shame that it's not, and it's not this gold either. I get why they didn't do that, because I think a lot of the parts that they used, specifically, I don't know every single piece, but I think it comes down to the ones on the inside there, they don't exist in gold. They'd have to recolor a lot. I know that these pieces, these triangle pieces, do exist in pearl gold. They're in the gauntlet and also the Iron Man helmet, but they were used this year in the new bookends for Wicked. So there are more pieces that exist, so I think it would look so much better if it was actually in that gold. The other piece that would have needed a recolor is this piece here on top. Now, from certain angles and light, it looks fine. It does look solid black, but it definitely needed to be that instead of the trans black as it's called. But it looks great. I love the design of this. I think that just how they've even got these little gaps here and there. I don't know about the gray here. That's also not the greatest looking thing. I love this. This is great. I know that the fifth movie is the least beloved. That's no secret. And specifically when it comes to the compass, like what they did and retconned it, and just Jack's interpretation and portrayal and the relationship with the compass, all that stuff is random and bad. But what I loved was that shot of young Jack, and he's twirling this around. And I love that you could do that with the string. I think that's really cool that they actually included this. I feel like they didn't need to. It could have just been you open it up and close it, but they did add that, and that adds a bit of something. So going back to the build here, you can see the transparent black. I feel like that's really noticeable when you look at it when it's open, but here, this is where things get interesting. A lot of people were like, can I not just part out everything? And you can, except for one important piece here, and that is the spinning dial with the needle there, which obviously points to the thing that you want most, not north, obviously. So really cool there that they included that. It looks awesome. That is unfortunately a printed piece when it comes to people wanting to actually repurpose this and part things out. You can see this incredible printing here. It looks really great. I love all the different points and everything there. I've done too much research. The cardinal points, although again, doesn't point to north there, but really awesome. Even that little bit of dark orange there on the end. Like, there's actually a lot of colors here, which I think is very impressive. And then it just sits inside there and you attach that onto the top. So that is so much fun to play around with. I think that just overall the whole thing is fun to spin and flip around and open up and recite the different lines. I love this so much for a concept. But again, color scheme wise, not the greatest, I think. Anyways, everyone, what do you think of this set? I know that this excited a lot of people specifically, like this is sold out, and then you've also got the ship itself on back order as well. I think also, I didn't talk about this before, but the naming convention here, that calling it Captain Jack Sparrow's compass works well here. I think that's really smart and could lend itself well. Again, I talked about this in my top 10 Lego ideas videos for Pirates of the Caribbean, that they could do Davy Jones's locket next year when they do Davy Jones's pirate ship. So just throwing out that idea again here. But what do you think of this? Be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notifications so that you don't miss out on hopefully future Lego Pirates of the Caribbean set news and reviews, because again, it's doing well. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.